guy here, Dan, said he spotted you on Twitter saying Shogun might now be an option for you.
Yeah, because it's about I think he might be on a longer win streak than Gustafsson if he wins his next fight. So why doesn't he deserve it? He's a former champion. He would be in the running too.
You're right.
Gustafsson needs to do something very spectacular to get that title shot. And this guy's a legend. This guy's a living legend, a champion, one of the greatest fighters of all time, a guy I respect. And that is one guy at 205 that I would fight.
As you're now closing your career in March of 2019, is it a strong goal of yours to defend once at each weight class, or is it more about wherever the big money is, even if it's 2 heavyweight fights or 2 light heavyweight fights? Does it matter?
No, I want to fight them both. I'm going to fight. Well, Lesnar has to go through the USADA testing pool before there's even a conversation about when him and I can fight.
Right.
So that's going to be a little bit. But I would definitely maybe fight one at 205 and in late this year, and then right around March, February, defend the heavyweight championship. The 205-pound belt, there is a responsibility to being the champion, and my responsibility is to go defend that title. So defend it in January, and then defend it again by the end of the year. No one can complain about the schedule. And then come the heavyweight champ in July, and defend it beginning of next year. Nobody can complain about the schedule. So, yes, I will defend both titles. It was very special because, you're fighting the baddest man on the planet. And that's a title that Stipe Miocic really did earn and deserve. This guy is, he's just a special fighter, a special person, and he fought with honor, fought with courage, represented the division and the UFC in the right way. He's a special guy, man. So to even share the octagon with him was a big deal for me, and to win the fight, obviously, was even bigger.
You look pretty quick, man. I watched that fight many times. I still can't believe how quick you looked, and you were still, at 246, which I know you took a lot of heat for. I was expecting more between 235 and 240, honestly. I still couldn't believe how much quickness you've added to your striking.
That's why we stayed up around 245, because I was starting to hit guys and hurt them, but also the weight wasn't affecting my speed like we thought initially. Man, you guys should have saw me at the beginning of training camp. It was like I was standing in molasses. I was barely moving. I was slow. And then we're like, okay, get the nutritionists out. We got to get back to around 230 if we're going to be able to do this. And then 3 weeks into camp, 4 weeks into camp, started feeling better. Bob Cook's like, maybe you don't have to lose this weight. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, now you're in shape, so you're moving better. And you're faster. And when you're hitting guys, it's starting to have an effect on them. He goes, let's stay heavy. And so we stayed heavy, but it was because of Bob. Bob felt like my speed was still pretty good, even though I weighed a little bit more.
Can you give us an update on your hand?
Yeah, I went to the doctor this morning. My hand is broken, but it's not going to require surgery. Right? This is the first time that I've had a break in a really long time. But if you look earlier in my career, I broke my hand all the time. But that was me fighting at heavyweight. So maybe I'm trying to punch harder in the heavier weight division, because at 205 I never had no hand breaks. But now I broke my hand in the fight against Stipe. I broke the knuckle. No, the finger next to the pointer finger. It serves as like a split. It serves as like a split. That's what the doctor told me. That's why they take them together.
Okay. And how long will that setback be? Is there a month that you could possibly fight?
Yeah, they said 8 to 10 weeks, and I should be able to start to punch again. So I just need to take a little bit of time to keep it immobile and try to let the bone heal.
Daniel, now you've been very clear about only a handful, handful of competitors that you would want for those last 2 fights. Should those fights be signed, whatever guys that you want to fight, should an injury happen along the way, would you be open to somebody filling in that spot, or do you stick to those names only?
I don't know. When you sign to fight, you hope that you fight the guy that you agree to fight, so I would just hope that whoever I do sign to fight makes it to the octagon. You can't control injury, obviously, but all you can do is just be hopeful. And I think I think I don't want to put any bad like juju out in the air.
Right.
Just hope whoever we find the fight next to the octagon. One thing about me is, man, honestly, when people gotten hurt, I just fight the next guy. I mean, you saw it in the Anderson fight. And, I was supposed to fight Asia one time. They told me it was going to be Dan Henderson. I just fought Dan Henderson. So I've always kind of just fought whoever they put in front of me. But yeah, I guess I would like to have a little bit of a say in who they're trying to get me to fight as I go forward.
Or maybe do you think, for example, maybe fighters that you fought at 205, like maybe Gustafsson versus Ed, do you think they would maybe even perform better at heavyweight? What do you think about that?
I think Rumble Johnson can fight any way he wants because he hits so hard. He hits so hard, his weight will translate to heavyweight, and he'd be fine. So, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody to just go up in weight classes. There's a lot of danger in going up and fighting those big guys. Stipe Miocic was a big, powerful guy too. So you got to be very careful. But I think the 205-pound guys, they get a bad rap. But I think those guys can't compete with the heavyweights for sure.
Did Saturday night's win feel so good that you could have just retired that night too? Let's say Lesnar hadn't been flown in, or Lesnar had not.
Mm-hmm.
Could that have also been it too?
It was like it could have been, because I mean, how much bigger can it be? I'm going to beat Brock Lesnar. Like I'm going to beat Brock Lesnar, and I'm going to beat Brock Lesnar really, really badly. But is it really going to feel better than beating the greatest heavyweight champion of all time? I don't know. This was honestly the fairy tale ending if I wanted it. But I'm not retiring because I can't compete anymore. If I wanted to keep fighting, I could fight till I'm 42, 43 years old, I believe. But I decided a while ago that at 40 I would stop and spend time with my wife and my children and just kind of change the idea of my life. My life has surrounded me for so long. My kids and my wife, they've all had to adjust and live this life for me. So it's time for me to go back and be a dad and live life for the kids and for Selena.